סעיף י"ב. says Maran, השלג והברד והכפור והגליד, snow, hail, frost, and all this type of ice, and melach and salt, אם רסקן עד שנעשו מים נוטלים בהם וטובלים בהם אם יש בהם כשיעור. If you go and crush it, the ice, the snow, all these things, until it becomes like a water, you're allowed to wash nitlat yadayim from it, and you're allowed to dip your hands in it. You can go and dip if you have enough, and you put it in a pit that's in the ground. It can become mikveh. Usually, you're not allowed to fill up a mikveh with drawn water, but snow. If you take snow, put it in the mikveh, fill it up, and it melts, and then it's kasher. It's not considered drawn water. It's considered like rainwater still. Yeah. So, if a person technically does this for nitlat yadayim, and he makes it into water, it's kasher for nitlat yadayim with a cup. You have to do it with a cup, with a kli. Okay.
1 second. You can put it in some type of container that's snow.
Yeah.
Like a bucket, and then you put your dishes in there.
No, if it's a mikveh,
Yeah.
it needs to be the amount of 40 sa'ah. Yeah.
I
No, but for just nitlat yadayim, then it'll be
Right,
working.
right, right.
If you don't have water, you can use like sand.
That's a lower alternative though. It's not the same as water. This snow is the exact same as water. Let's say you don't have a cup, you don't have a kli to do the nitlat yadayim from. You're allowed to dip your hands into the snow as long as it has 40 sa'ah and it's all in one place. It's like dipping your hands in mikveh. But if you don't have that, so then you need a cup to do nitlat yadayim. Okay. יש מי שאומר שאין נטילת מים ראשונים אלא במים מלבד. There are opinions in the Rishonim who say you can only do netilat yadayim for bread with water only. And yesh omrim, some say no, בין נתן לתוכו מים בין לא נתן לתוכו מים, אלא שאסור לעשות כן לכתחילה כדי שלא יקרה מזלזל בדבר חשוב שנשתנה לעילוי עד שקובע ברכה לעצמו. יש מי שאומר שכל מי פירות רואים נטילת ידיים בשעת הדחק. Question is, can you use other liquids besides for water for nitlat yadayim? So it's mahloket. Shulchan Aruch says. Some argue and say only water, and some say no. If you're in a difficult situation and you have extra juice or extra wine, then you'll be allowed to wash your hands with these things as well. So therefore, better not to say bracha when you wash your hands with these things. But technically, shat dahak, in a time of need, you'll be allowed to use other liquids and wash his hands without a bracha. This is only in the time Shulchan Aruch is talking about where there's no water and mixed into these juices. This is pure 100% grape juice, pure 100% apple juice, orange juice. But today, when we buy juices, they have a lot of water mixed into it. It's a lot of from concentrate, right? He says, but today, the juices that we have in our day, says Halacha Barah, that they have water mixed into it, then there's no room to be lenient to wash hands with it at all. And even if you have no water and you only have these liquids, you should not use these things to wash hands. And this is the Shulchan Aruch says that you're allowed to technically use it. That was when it was pure juice. Yeah. Yeah, pure juice. Okay. י"ג צריך שיהיה במים רביעית. חני מילי לאחד. אבל שניים שבאו ליטול כאחד, האחרון אין צריך. אפילו בזה אחר זה, בלבד שלא יפסוק הקילוח. Okay. Shulchan Aruch says you need to have a revi'it. What's a revi'it? Excuse me. I'm okay, thank you. Revi'it means a quarter. What's a quarter? Quarter of what? Quarter of a log. How much is a log? Log is a measurement of volume. Okay? So if we go and make a calculation, right? How much is one log? It's going to be 3.44 deciliter. Okay? Now we need a quarter of that. It's going to be a quarter of that, which is going to be 3 ounces, right? 2.8 ounces, fluid ounces. So you have a log is times 4. So basically, it's like 12 ounces, right? 12 fluid ounces is a log. A quarter of that is a revi'it. So you need around 3 ounces of water for it to do netilat yadayim. He says that the vessel has to hold that amount, right? Now the question is, do you really need the revi'it? That's how much you need for it to wash hands? Says Shulchan Aruch, not necessarily. Let's say 2 people come to wash their hands same time, and they only have 1 revi'it of water. They're allowed to wash their hands together. How? That one person will put his hand above his friend's hand, next to each other, literally. And a third person will come, and he'll wash the hands of the first one, and the water will go from the top hand and fall under to the bottom hand as well.
The did it here when it was frozen pipes.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
And they have to be very careful that the water should go on both of them in one stream, in one flow. And the water should cover their hands entirely where it needs to wash both their hands. This is kasher because the first guy does have revi'it. They have revi'it at least, and the first guy's hands will be washed with that revi'it, even though his water will be falling on the second guy from the first guy. Since it's all in one stream, it's considered like they're washing their hands at once, and therefore it's not considered that he's washing with tameh water. It's considered that he's washing his hands at the same time as the first guy. Just like the first guy cleanses, so too the second guy cleanses. But obviously, this is only to be done when there is not enough water for both of them. But preferably, each person should have a revi'it. Okay, good. So you see that there is a situation where it'll work. Okay. י"ד צריך שיהיה רביעית מכונס במקום אחד. שאם נטל בשמינית וחזר נטל בשמינית, ידע בתמימות כשהיו. When you wash your hands, right, the person has to be careful that it should be revi'it inside the kli when you want to wash your hands. And then you could go and pour water from that revi'it on both your hands, right? From the letter of the law, you don't need to spill a revi'it at once on your hands. But it's better to spill a revi'it on each time. Usually the klis that we have for netilat yadayim hold multiple revi'its, hold more than 3 ounces of water. But technically, if the vessel only holds 3 ounces, so then it's kasher, and you don't technically need to pour the whole entire thing every single time on your hand. But if the vessel only held less than a revi'it, even though you're going to go and right away and spill water on your hand, you're going to go and spill another less than revi'it on your hands, it doesn't help. Your still hands are going to be tameh. So therefore, a person has to be careful that the kli, the vessel he has holes at least the revi'it. Now, revi'it shamru tadvav, revi'it shamru ben leyadav shel gadol, ben yadav shel katan. This is how we said revi'it is the minimum amount of water to hold the kli. That doesn't matter if you're an adult, doesn't matter if you're a child, doesn't matter if you have big hands, you have small hands. Revi'it is the basic, and therefore a person has to use only revi'it. Okay, good. That was Siman Kuf Samech. Now we're up to Siman Kuf Samech Aleph. Okay, so it says in Kuf Samech Aleph, Shulchan Aruch, צריך להיזהר מחציצה, שכל דבר שחוצץ בתפילה, חוצץ בנטילה. A person has to be careful not to have any interpositions, blockages between his skin and the water, his hand and the water. Just like you have a chatitza by dipping in the mikvah, those laws also apply to netilat yadayim. For example, a person can have dough under his nails, or he can have dirt under his nails, or he can have a bandage on his skin. All these things, we're going to talk about rings. All these things could be a chatitza for tvilah, so it's a chatitza also for the netilah. Now, from the Torah, only something that blocks majority of your hand and it bothers you, you wouldn't go outside like this, that's considered makpid, that's considered chatitza from the Torah. Even if it's only one of them, even if it's only covering most of the hand, or it doesn't cover most of the hand, but it bothers you, that would be considered chatitza midarabanan. So therefore, that's also a problem. So let's say a person has dirt under his nails. Ugh, disgusting. I would never go outside with his dirt from his nails. I would spend time cleaning this. Or he has a big stain, ink on his arm, on his hand. Oh, I never would go outside this. I would scrub it and make sure it's clean before I go outside in public.
It's not a problem. No, it's
Huh?
like not like
Ink for
paint,
ink.
paint like it has a layer, but ink I think is
If let's say somebody painted his house,
Right.
yeah that's
and he's not a professional painter. He doesn't go outside always dirty with paint. Over there, it has some thickness to it, and he wouldn't go outside like this. He cannot wash that at the dime like that. He has to rub it off first.
Sometimes you have in the nails a little small piece. You wash and you try to wash it. That's also considered as.
If it bothers you, that you would do not go outside like this. You would go take time to remove this. It's a problem for chatzitza for netilat yadayim. So therefore, the person has to make sure that he has no chatzitzas on his hand when he does netilat yadayim, especially by ladies. Ladies, this applies even more. We're going to see the nails and the polish. If the polish is not done correctly, if it's chipped already, or if it grew out already, so that's considered chatzitza. Just like it's a chatzitza for the mikvah. They can't go into the mikvah with this kind of nail polish that's chipped, or it's already grown out. There's already space between the paint and the skin of the nail. There's an empty space where you could see the nail under. So then that's already considered chatzitza. She cannot wash netilat yadayim like this. She has to remove the nail polish, or not say a bracha. She cannot say a bracha. That's fine. Then it's fine. Then it's not a chatzitza. She can wash netilat yadayim like that. But since it's chipped or it grew out, then you cannot. It's considered chatzitza, and you cannot do netilat yadayim. Now, this that we say it bothers a person, it goes by row of people. It doesn't go by each person individually. Everybody could say, "Oh yeah, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother me." No, you go by row of people. Most people would be bothered by this, so therefore it is considered chatzitza for you as well.
You say bracha, it's about a halacha.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Okay, good. In general, a man should not have long fingernails. That's not proper. It brings into more tumah, and it doesn't look nice. It's not hygienic. It doesn't look appropriate for a man to have long nails. It's ladylike. But ladies who have long nails, they have more of an issue of things getting stuck under the nails, and they have the issues of paint on it.
Some people they have only one nail, for example.
Why is that?
Different reasons. I don't know.
What? It's like a pocket knife.
Yeah. But I see people sometimes they have, or maybe here, or maybe there.
You should ask them.
It's like a toothpick.
You have to ask them. I don't know why they're doing it.
it's a screwdriver.
It's not right. It's not right. They should cut your nails every Erev Shabbat. Every Erev Shabbat, you should cut your nails.
It grows fast, but if you don't have a nail.
You should get one. You should try it. It's a mitzvah to cut your nails every Erev Shabbat. It is, yes. Okay, good.
If you do it early, it's
That
okay.
is Shabbat.
Yeah.
For example, I
Correct.
do it on Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Yep. Okay, now, person who has a bandage or a cast and he cannot remove it for whatever reason, he's allowed to wash the other hand only. He doesn't wash the hand that has the cast or has the bandage, and he says al netilat yadayim, even though he's only washing one hand.
What if the fingers you gotta wash them? The fingers.
If he's able to do till the knuckles, at least fine. But let's say a guy has from here to here a cast. His whole hand cannot be washed. For whatever reason, he'll wash the other hand, and he'll make a bracha al netilat yadayim. Okay, fine. But if you can take it off, obviously you should try to take it off and wash hands and then put it back. Okay, fine. Let's say a scab. Someone has a cut and he has a scab. The black stuff that healed over the skin when it has a cut. So that if you cannot remove it, it's not a chatzitza either. But if you could remove it easily, it is a chatzitza. You should remove it.
Then he's gonna bleed.
Right. So if he's gonna bleed, it's gonna hurt him. It's not a chatzitza. You could leave it. But if it's almost off, it's very easy to take off. You should take it off, and it is a chatzitza for netilat yadayim. Okay. Good. Gima. Sorry.
What's the problem with the hot water?
Yeah.
What's the problem? Washing your hands with hot water is not allowed. No?
Well, scalding hot. Yeah, scalding hot. It's gonna burn you. Yeah. Warm water is fine. Warm water is fine.
On Shabbat in the building, most of the people are not Jewish there. You're allowed allowed to use warm water?
No.
Warm water?
No.
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 You're not?
No.
Even though if you have 450 apartments, there's only 10 apartments, let's say Jewish people.
Even so. Gimel. צריך להסיר טבעות מעל ידו ושעד נטילת ידיים. Shulchan Aruch says you gotta remove rings from your hand before you wash hands. Okay, we're talking about a ring that a lady is makpid on. Okay, a ring that a man is makpid on. Let's say a guy, he makes sure that his ring doesn't get dirty. He has diamonds on it, he has gold on it. He makes sure not to get it dirty. He always, let's say before he changed the oil, before he does any yard work, he takes it off. He doesn't want to get it scratched, doesn't want to get it dirty. Or a lady, she has nice rings, a wedding ring, engagement ring, and she takes off the rings before she makes a dough, before she gets her hands dirty, before she makes the meat, into the kebab or whatever she does, she removes her rings. It bothers her, they shouldn't get dirty. Over there, since it's something that she's makpid on, not to get dirty, so therefore, it's considered chatzitza now, for netilat yadayim. Therefore now she has to take off rings before she washes her hands. And if she doesn't remove it, she keeps it on no matter what activity she's doing, it shows it doesn't bother her to get it dirty, it's not a chatzitza. Or men who never remove their ring, even if they're... What?
Really put on gloves right now. Most women and men, not
Right.
The
The point is, it doesn't bother them that it gets dirty, then it's not chatzitza for the yadayim, and they're allowed to wash hands with and then with the ring on. But ladies have to be careful. Many times we heard the ladies take off their rings and then they forget it. They forget about their rings. They lose their rings. A lot of times they go to Shabbaton. They take off their ring for netilat yadayim and then they forget about it. And then they go, oh, where's my rings? Where's my rings? I lost my rings. Can anybody help me find my rings? So a person has to be careful. Now what happens if a lady forgot to remove her ring? And she always takes it off not to get it dirty. So b'di'avad, if the ring was loose and water got inside, so technically
now she's afraid to lose it and she doesn't want to take
right.
it off
And she washes her hands anyways. If the ring is technically loose and water could get inside, so that she doesn't have to wash her hands again. But if it was very tight and water didn't get inside over there, so then you have to go and wash again. So therefore you see that it's very careful. What's loose? Loose is if you could twist it. If it's easy to twist.
Allowed to have rings?
Well, there are opinions who say yes. Some opinions say it's a decoration of a woman. Technically, people say, oh, I wear the ring as a reminder. I don't know why you need a reminder
Remind of what?
that you're married. That God forbid you shouldn't forget that you're married. Chas v'shalom.
Wait, you have certain difference. What if your wife wants you not to have a ring that she gave you, for example?
She wants you to wear it?
Yeah, she wants you to wear it.
Why? So you should
So you won't forget.
There's certain women that when I have a cousin, his wife, she says, you gotta wear this ring, that's it. She just wants him to wear this ring. The way.
What's the reason?
I don't know.
There is room for leniency. There is room for leniency to wear it, but some opinions say better not to because it's a decoration of a woman. If some people wear it as a reminder they're married, I don't know how you can forget you're married. What, you're gonna commit adultery, and only because you're wearing a ring? Oh, I forgot I'm married. I can't do this avera.
What is the purpose to put ring on yourself then on the wedding?
No, who says man has to put on a ring in the wedding? Woman has to because you have to gift her the ring in order to acquire her, and a woman is much more of a reason to remind and to show people that she's married. A man doesn't need a reminder or to show people he's married. Ladies are not gonna come to him and try to get with him. By ladies,
they see a married man, apparently
they like him more.
Yeah.
They say, oh, he's established, he's mature. Hashem irachem. But the point is that ladies, you need to have a reminder and show people that she's married. Man, you don't need to. Who's going to come to him? He's the one who goes to the lady, you understand? So therefore, there's no real halachic reason to wear a ring. In America, they brainwashed us, men and women are equal. I wear a ring, you also need to wear a ring. But that's not, from the Torah, there's no such idea. Okay? Baruch Adonai Olam.